Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jasmine, aka Jazzy Jet Sets, and I'm so excited because today I am bringing you my DC vlog. I can't wait to share everything that I did in DC over the last week. So we are starting off at the hair store because we are changing up the hair. We're taking out the braids, doing something different. This is Olani. This is my niece. She's 6 years old. She came with me to the hair store and was really interested in the eyeshadow. She really got into her creative bag, so I didn't want to bother her. So it was time for me to take my hair out. We are in the chair. Uncle Scott is the one doing my hair, and fun fact, he raised me when I was younger, so I was in his chair a lot. And I just was letting him know that I have not been in a stylish chair who wasn't braiding my hair in a really long time, so he gotta be gentle. So anyway, we started out with a trim. Then it was time to get started on the hair. We were doing a quick weave, and I was already annoyed because I felt like these French braids were way too big to go over a cap. It was gonna look lumpy. And Uncle Scott, of course, was just telling me, like, shut up, I'm a professional. I'm not trying to hear what you're talking about. So we just really got on each other's nerves like we usually do while we were doing my hair. I was very much over it very early on in the game. Like, look at me here. I'm like, what? There's no way this is going to turn out right. I'm like so skeptical. I'm like, what is this? But then I'm like, okay, maybe he's onto something a little bit. And then this was the finished product and I really loved it. Oh my gosh. I was so hype. I'm like, oh, look at my bob. Look at me. Then it was time for me to head out and get on the train. So again, headed to the DMV, and the plan is to spend 4 days in DC and 4 days in Baltimore so that we can try and see everybody that we need to see. Fun fact, I lived in DC after university for about 5 years. It's where I really started like my professional young adult life after college. So going back is always sweet. And of course, this is my friend's place. I'm crashing, and I just want to say shout out to all of my friends who always let me crash at their place when I'm visiting home and I'm going to different cities around the US. They always take care of me. They always cook for me. They make sure that I have drinks on deck. They are just so sweet and hospitable, and it just makes me love them even more. So, of course, we have to start the day off with some yoga and also some yogurt. So, today's agenda is linking up with my MBA homies. So I haven't seen a lot of them in a while. We all went to business school right outside of DC in Virginia at Darden. And so we decided to meet at Law Society for dinner so that we could catch up. A few of us anyway. Of course, not everyone could make it. So everyone is saying, what's up? Now it's time to get to the food. Law Society actually closed down and reopened recently, and the food is actually fire. So we spent a couple hours here just chopping it up, talking all the shit about dating, love, careers, and just mental health, and basically everything in between. It was really sweet. Law Society is looking really good. If you haven't been on a Thursday or Friday night for like a happy hour vibe, you should definitely go. This was my outfit that I wore that day. I thought I was so cute. Even though I had to wear this hat, I literally had to wear a hat because of how hot it was. My leave out was not cooperating and I was pissed. So as you would imagine. Anyways, this is Friday night. So now we're on to Saturday, starting off with distant relatives, volunteering, and then a market. Then Saturday night was the fight, and I was having a bit of a hair crisis. It was only Saturday. I got my hair done on Wednesday night, and it was only Saturday, and it was already like not cooperating. So I was feeling really annoyed. It's not giving blend. This was, yeah. Like, yeah. No. So yeah, hair can make me a little dramatic. That fight was crazy. Anyways, I got over my hair. It was a beautiful night and I decided to get some rest before Sunday fun day because it was definitely going to be one of those. So we're up on Sunday. I'm not getting out until probably about 2 p.m. this day. It's super hot. I feel like my hair is fine. I'm going to put this thing on and move, okay? So we are headed out for day festivities. The great thing about today is that some of the South African homies will be in town. So I can't wait to see them. We are meeting up at the rooftop that's on the AC Hotel. It's called TL. It's so cute. I came here the last time I was in DC. Girl, I don't know what came over me because I went and bought a shots of like Casamigos or something like I don't know what I was thinking, honey. But cheers to a beautiful day nonetheless. Take our little shot. Then it was time for us to see my baby boo. She came from South Africa. She's been in the States for a few weeks, so it was great for all three of us to link up. We just always have a party whenever we're together, so we couldn't wait. Of course, one of the girls made a friend at the bar, so they sent us drinks and shots. And just look at this beautiful view of DC. If it's one thing about DC, you're gonna find a cute rooftop bar every single time. So, there are more drinks, more everything, and we are just really enjoying ourselves. I don't know what the hell was going on, but she was consoling him. It was very emotional. We were literally dying. This is a grown man. I don't know what was happening. Anyways, then it was time for day party vibes that we were extremely late to. It was like 8 something in the evening. After the day party, do you know we found a guy outside selling suya? And that's not a super big surprise because there are a lot of different cultures, especially a lot of different African cultures in DC. I was blown away. I was blown away. I had to buy some. It was decent. It was all right. Then, of course, it was time for us to go and eat some food like you would in DC. Of course, we had to get a jumbo slice. I haven't had one of these in a long ass time. I did not eat that whole thing. Then we were on U Street in the streets per usual. It was time for us to go back to the day party. We were heading to Rose Bar, so we hung out there. We had some shots. You don't need to see that footage. And then it was time to go home, and I just had to get a little bit of footage of Needle. I really wanted to spend some time there in the morning, like maybe running, but the heat in DC that weekend, again, it was just too much. I could not do it. So I figured, I'll just see it on my way home. And then my last link up in DC was with my mentor, Jeff. He was my boss while I was in banking in DC, and he has just really been there for me over the years. He wrote my recommendations for business school, for my Princeton in Africa program. So I always make time for him, and he gives me a lot of shit, as you would imagine. So now we are headed to Baltimore. Goodbye, DC. And I'm so excited because I get to see my friends. These are 2 people who I was roommates with when I first moved to DC, and the one in the pink is one that I actually went to Spelman with. So she is my girl, and I'm staying at her house, and I get this. So that is my nephew with all the talent. Okay, it's so interesting to see my friends who have kids now. So I'm crashing at her place, and I have been having so much fun with the babies. I'm so hype. Now I am headed to dinner to meet up with one of my other friends from Spelman, my Shaylin. I am so excited to see her. She lives outside of Baltimore, so I wanted to hit her up and make sure that we spent some time together. I haven't seen her in a while. We went to this place called Black Swan, which is like black owned, and it's supposed to be so cool and exclusive, and I would just say it was okay. Moving along. So we are waking up with the Duncans this day, this beautiful fountain in the neighborhood. We got to start today off with some yoga. I was using Dallas's yoga mat, and she was very sweet to let me use it. It's actually one of the cutest yoga mats that I've had thus far. Check it out. Anyways, I was really happy to do some yoga. I've been sleeping on different kinds of beds, and they're not all agreeing with my body. Had to have some carrot and ginger juice, which was amazing. And then I was heading out with Dawn to take the babies to school because I just want to see her doing her mom thing. And so that is what we decided to do on this day after my yoga. This is my cutie pie, and this is my other cutie pie. And I would just say I have not been in an elementary school with like little kids in a really long time, so it was really cool. Then this was my last evening there, so the Three Musketeers went out again to an improv show. When I tell you that improv was so bad, we left 5 minutes into it, and it was kind of ridiculous. So we decided to go back to the harbor, have some drinks like we usually do, and say our final goodbyes. It was a great way to end my trip. I'm so happy I got to see all my friends in DC. And thank you so much for watching my vlog. Hopefully, you got some ideas for the next time you are in DC. And see you next time.